Hi, my name's Rich and this is It's Adventure. Now, I'm working through building a studio at the moment and I'm on to the final stages. It's been taking a long time. Got the window in place, I'm working through the cladding and I've gotten to the point now where I've got the final side, the apex and the underside of here to be able to get clad. Get that done and that's the exterior pretty much closed in. Today is all about getting that apex done. I've not done this before, this sort of cladding, but the way I figured it is, I get some batten. Example, put it on the side of the building and then put the cladding at 90 degrees across to it. So what I've got is, I've got an apex sort of cut out with the battening at the moment. So now I'm trying to work out where's going to be the best place to start. If I start at the edge, at one edge, then it could be a bit dicey working out what I do with the middle. So what I'm thinking is, and I don't know if this is right or wrong, I'm going to start off bob on in the middle. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the angle of the roof cut down here from the middle and down there to match up with this roof lining, so I can just pretty much put it like up there. That's what I'm aiming at, so sort of like that and like that, right in the middle, and start off there. Then as I do each of the cuts, again I've got to go back and I've got to scorch the timber again, and but that I think is going to be the easiest way to do it. I won't have to worry then about trying to cut a right angle, get it pushed up against the previous board in the centre of the apex, and it should be easier then attaching the boards back to the edges outwards as I go. The only complication that I can foresee with that is the way that I've attached all the timbers previously. The first board has a back nail and then I attach through the front edge of each of the boards from then on. But I don't know, I think it'd be all right. I think I'll just get started and then we'll see how we go from there. I'm going to use this to be able to get the right angle first of all. The idea of this is that I do it, spin it round, and I can set it to the sort of angles of the apex. That's what I'm thinking. And then here, you've got little lines to show what angle you should actually cut the material at. That's 114, which is about right. It does look quite an obtuse angle, so I'm going to go with that. Try it. You can always trim off a bit more. Right, let's see how it looks. Actually, not quite as bad. Yes, that's good. Right, so what we need first of all is to get the midpoint of this, of the visible part of the board. So if I go exactly 7, that is the apex of the board. There we go, first one to try up. See if it roughly aligns. Oh my word. That is going to be perfect. Oh yes, indeed. Oh, I'm excited now. This is going to be awesome. It's gonna be a long day cutting wood, but it's gonna be awesome. Now I need to work out what the bottom needs to be cut off at. In fact, while I'm thinking about it, it might be an idea to cut the entire apex out and lay it out on the ground. That way I can do all of the bottoms. It could be dicey though, because if I'm a little bit out, that could multiply over time. I think I better, it's going to be slower, but I think I better, yeah, it's going to be slower, but I think I better do it one by one. Now, I may come to regret this, but I've had a second thought about the apex idea, so that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to cut the boards and lay them out. That way, I don't have to cock about with the angle of the roof, which I figure, if I cut all of the angles down, then I think there's going to be less messing about with the angle on the chop saw, and I'm more likely to keep a more consistent angle on each of the boards. So I think that's I think I'm there now with the one side. So it's 308 total width, and where's my Deli Firkin gone? I don't know. At the moment, that 308 came at the sort of edge of this last but one board. I've cut one more extra just to be on the safe side, but I now need to cut the left-hand side. All the right-hand side's done. I've only gone into one extra long length so far, but I think I'm going to have to cut into a few more of them. I'm just a bit concerned how many I'll have left to do this side, but you know what, it's there to be used, isn't it? That's the whole point. I've got two spares that if I do run over, I can then scorch those as well. But see how we get on. So let's measure out this, what I need for this side. One of the things I've got to be mindful of is this wood is sided. So if you have a look at the end of the pattern here, you've got sort of a rounded edge on the top, and you've got a squared off edge on what I'm calling the back. So I'm having this side to the front, this side to the back. In hindsight, it may have actually been better having it all square and blocky, but I kind of like the front edge smooth. Anyway, so if I'm cutting an angle off this wood, I have to be mindful that I'm using the right side to connect up with the existing boards. I need to make sure that when I'm cutting it, I'm cutting the angle square side that way, or that way, round side that way. So I need to make sure I've got the attitude of the saw set correctly, and the board either that way up or that way up, because otherwise it ain't going to match up. And that's what I did with the first couple of boards, and I buggered it up completely. So hopefully this time I can get that right. I'll leave that on the back side so I can remember it's the back side from the groove. Is that all right? I cut it there. Yeah, definitely like that. Okay. Right, let's see if it fits the moment of truth. $60mm. Too long. Oh yeah, it's the drop. So I've measured it from a straight line on the opposite side. Better that way. Too long, as I say, 6mm too long and 6mm too short, because that would have been a bloody nightmare. Happy with that. I can still score it off with the rest of the boards. Right, next one. Right. I've had a look. You know, I said at the start that I may come to regret this, but it would be slower but more correct to do it piece by piece. Well, I didn't do that, did I? So I've gone through, I've cut them all at where I think they should be. It transpires the angles are slightly off, right? Slightly off. What that means is that the runoff is incorrect in relation to the angle of the roof. So I'm going to go back, I've reset the saw, I'm going to reset the angle, and I'm going to remount them all. I'm going to remount all the boards back on the ground plinth and see where we are. Now, hopefully I'll be able to save more timber by doing this, more planks. But, don't know, a little bit disappointing. But at least I haven't, again, undercut them this time. Alright, let's get back to it. Reset the angle, correct the angles of all of the pieces, and then we'll reform it again and see what we've got left over. Must remember the sequence as well. Oh, here we come. Oh, crikey Bob, doesn't get any lighter. Underside that we're going to be looking at, the underside of the overhang, all of this lot is all nice and black. Nice and black, yeah man. So let's get my torch and get fired up. Right. Instant heat. Cool. So the bottom edge is done. Let's spin them round and do the top sides. Fab, fab, he says.
Ever optimistic. Ever optimistic. Did it work better that way or that way? I think actually that way, Rich. Yes. Oh my golly gosh, absolutely super.
The bits for it to attach to in place. Now let's start attaching it. That's how it's going to go. That's that. First one in. That's not coming off again. Testament of whether or not my measurements have been accurate or not. Okay, jolly fortuitous. This one. I think I might end up with 2 horizontals to level it off. First piece done. Now what I could do, now that I don't need the black any longer, I can level it up. Super. Right, and then we'll do that side and level it up in a minute. Cool, man. In fact, let's do the other side. Look at that. That's pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. I'm chuffed with that. A bit of sawdust left to blow off, but once that's gone, we'll be away. Nice one, man. I like it when you get these finishing touches. Still a way to go yet. Still a way to go yet. That's really coming on now. That really looks good. Chuffed with that. But that's it for today. Just got to put my stuff away and done and dusted. So why don't you watch the rest of the build and click on that subscribe button down there, and if you click the bell you'll be notified the next time I release a video. And if you got something out of this, or if you liked watching it, do give us a thumbs up. It really helps the channel out and I very much appreciate it. But for now, that's it. I hope to see you again very soon.